Hi, I'm Manny Pedroso from Manny's Photography, and I'm here to talk about the Sigma f1.4 DC DN contemporary lens. I just purchased this from Amazon.com about 4 or 5 days ago. I'm really enjoying it. I like it a lot. Nice little lens. I mounted on my Sony a6000, works great. So I want to talk a little bit about this lens. One thing, the images are sharp. It's a really sharp lens. It's really nice. It's a really sharp lens. It's got a little bit of a distortion, but you can fix that in post, no problem. It comes with it has a lens correction system, not system, but whatever it is, a lens correction stats inside the lens, and when you put it in the Lightroom, you just bring that in, and the lens automatically corrects itself. The lens is, like I said, it's very sharp. I was looking. I always like to look around online, and I do read a lot of reviews before I buy a lens. And I found that on DxO has recently reviewed this lens, and it is the highest rated lens by DxO of any prime lens for the Sony E-mount camera. So that says something. It's rated at 29, and there are 2 Zeiss lenses that are made for Sony, and the Sony 50mm lens all come in behind this lens. So that says something. It is made for Sony E-mount cameras. It's made for Micro Four Thirds. It is an APS-C sensor lens. It is not a full frame lens, which that's okay with me because I'm married to the Sony a6000 now, or the Sony that series of cameras. I used to shoot with Canon. I had 5D Mark II was my most recent camera. I just recently sold it, and I've totally moved over to Sony because Canon's wonderful. I had made some great images with Canon, had some great time with it, but these are lighter and smaller, the system, and it just is better for me. I'm not getting any younger. It's just easier to carry this stuff around. The autofocus on this lens is great. I mean, it's really fast. It really pops quickly. The only thing, when I have it on the wide setting of the autofocus, it's as fast as any Sony autofocus lens. I found that when I put it on flexible spot, that it tends to search just a little bit if you're in a low contrast situation. And really the only time I use flexible spot is when I'm stopping when I'm actually opening up my aperture to like the maximum aperture, because then you have a very shallow depth of field and you want to make sure you hit your target, or you're not going to have your target in focus, and that's when I'll use that. So, and usually it's not important that it's that fast. It's fast enough, and if you have good contrast, it's as fast as the Sony. It has this is your manual focus ring net here. It's really big, nice and smooth. It has it's made out of rubber, and it has these ridges on it, so you can get good hold of it. Manual focus works well. I find when I manual focus, I need to look through the eyepiece rather than use the monitor on the back. It just works better for me. I'm not that good at manual focusing because I use autofocus most of the time. This lens is a very nice size. It's not heavy. It fits on the Sony a6000 very nicely. Right now I have another Sigma. I have the Sigma 16mm f2.8 on here right now, which is also a very nice lens, very sharp. It actually, I think it was rated, this one was the top prime lens, the sharpest prime lens, okay? And this one was rated 3rd or 4th. So, and this one's only $239. So think about that. You know, compared to the lenses that it was coming in ahead of are like $750. So anyway, this is the art lens. This is not this one here is contemporary. They also have a 30mm in the art line of lenses for Sigma, and it's a 2.8. This is a 1.4. And I really like the fact it's 1.4. It's what I wanted for I wanted a fast aperture lens for my Sony a6000. I had tried, because when I was coming for Canon, I was going to keep my 85mm 1.8 and I was going to buy an adapter and use that lens on this camera, but a couple things just didn't work out for me. For one thing, the adapter was a ComLite adapter, and it would not go all the way down to f1.8. It would only go down to f2, and also the autofocus did not work on the 85mm. It would just like it would say that it had locked on to autofocus, and then I would take the picture and I'd check the picture out, and it was soft. It wasn't focused. It was out of focus, and I would have manual focus worked great, but you know, it just didn't seem to make sense to me to go to a second party lens and go through all of that to get a sharp picture. So I wanted something that would get autofocus. So I decided to go ahead and sell that lens and buy this lens. And I think I made a really good choice there. This lens was, it has a nice build quality. It seems to be made out of like, this part seems to be metal. This part is like a rubber, like a coated plastic. And it's made out of metal and very high quality plastic. I'm very happy with the construction. It feels really sturdy. It feels really good in my hand. It fits on the A6000 very nicely. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't throw it off balance or anything like that. It feels good when I'm making images. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the way it looks on the camera, and I like the way it functions as well. What else? This lens was $349 on Amazon, and I bought it through, was it Goja? It was a store that was selling it, and it was being fulfilled by Amazon. So they gave me like this package deal with the same price, and I got this little camera backpack. I don't know how much I'll use it, but it was free. I got a pouch for a lens. I actually put my Sony 24 to 105 in here, or I'm sorry, 18 to 105 in here, and got this little tabletop tripod thing. I'm not sure how much I'll use that, but it's got it. Got a little, let me see here, little cleaning kit with a blower and a brush, and I guess this is for putting some kind of cleaner inside it so you can spray it onto something. I don't know what I would use that for. And a little microfiber cloth. So it was a nice deal. I mean, it was the same price as anybody else was selling for just the lens, and he gave me all these things. So that was a nice way to go. I would recommend it. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just enjoying this lens a whole lot. I'm getting good pictures with it. I like the focal length. I like because the 30mm at on this camera gives you a field of view of 45mm, and that's a great focal length, not only for being able to shoot people in the street, but it also gives you, it's also wide enough that you don't feel like you're just shooting with a telephoto lens. You can actually shoot some pretty nice street photos or even landscape photos with this, and still get a wide enough view that you get a nice image, and you get you include enough in it that you feel like you've made a landscape image. I highly recommend this lens. I am really happy that I've added it to my kit. I've been slowly moving over from Canon, and I think this pretty much completes my kit for now of what I want. And I bought flashes for this camera. I bought a few other lenses, and I'm really happy with this one to add to it. So anyway, this is my comments on the Sigma 30mm 1.4 DCDN contemporary lens. I have a feeling this lens is going to be on my camera a lot. It's a great walk-around lens, and I think it's going to be my go-to lens from now on. I have a 10 to 18mm Sony, and as I said before, I have the 18 to 105 Sony. I have the other Sigma 60mm, and that's really all I need. I used to have a bag with $12,000 worth of gear in it. I don't need that anymore. And I have a feeling that this is going to stay in my camera about 90% of the time, because I just love the focal length. I love the images I'm getting from it, and I'm really, really happy with it. Thank you.